history. What a way to finish the fifth and final day of swimming. Listen, we were all athletes. I can't even imagine the pressure that Maggie Mac Neil was under. Her face is everywhere in Santiago. She's a Pan Am ambassador. I mean, yeah, right here. Everyone just asking for her autograph, her picture. She's all over the subways. Just fantastic showing from Maggie Mac Neil and the Canadian team. Wow.
I mean, she's done amazing things here. I feel like I've run out of superlatives to keep describing her. Well, I mean, 7 medals, including 5 gold. We mentioned updating the board previously. Well, she now lays claim to the record for most gold won by a Canadian at a single Pan Am Games with 5. Brittany, can you put into context for us what Maggie Mac Neil has accomplished?
Well, we're checking boxes, but for her, this was her first Pan Am Games. So to come here, I remember that first 100 fly victory when she said, you know what, this one means extra to me because then I'm going to be, because she's going to do all of those different, so she's the NCAA champion, she's won a Commonwealth Games, she's won a World Championship, and she's won the Olympic Games, which is the pinnacle of sport. I mean, when you're talking about athletes, it's one thing to have all those achievements, but I think what we have to sometimes sit back when you were so used to these household names and realize that it's hard enough to get to the top, but to stay at the top and to do it consistently is so impressive. And coming in, yes, in October, it is tough to get up and race for these athletes, for sure. But when you have that added pressure, as you know what, you're coming in as the Olympic champion, you're the favorite for all these races, she's a Pan Am ambassador, it could have gone completely the other way, right? If she didn't keep the head on her shoulders, if she wasn't able to stay composed, it could have been a really difficult week for Maggie, but it absolutely was not. She stepped up when it mattered, and she was there for her teammates. And I love what Danielle said, too, at the beginning, where, you know what, it was a great combination of new people to the team, but also a ton of veteran experience, and they were all able to come together and make magic happen.
And that's kind of how we started, right? The Pan Am Games, such an amazing experience for a multi-sport event, and just the transfer of knowledge from vets to rookies, 10 months out to Paris 2024. It's looking pretty good for Team Canada.
Oh, it's looking amazing. And although the competition is a bit of a question mark as to are those same athletes going to be at the Olympics from all those countries, but I think the one thing, as you could see there from Mary Sophie Harvey, standing on the podium is fun, and doing it multiple times is fun. I mean, we're all athletes here. I can't remember a podium moment that was, really sad, unless, maybe you were disappointed with a personal time. But I think watching them go and have this joy and to get to compete, it doesn't matter what the competition is. They're standing on international podiums, and that's going to be able to build their confidence. And this race experience, which I've said over and over again, but this team is looking bright. I think my highlight of the week has to go, though, to that first night, Rachel Nicholl in the 100 breaststroke. That was so special. She won the event, but not only doing so, we were talking all about Sophie Angus, and Sophie Angus, deservedly so. She was that relay member this summer at Worlds. Rachel Nicholl was actually one of my teammates back at the Rio 2016 Games. And she's been on and off that national team for about a decade now. And so for her to come, that was her fastest time in the 100 breaststroke that she's been in 6 years. And she did it here at the Pan Am Games, a time that, like we've said, times in October are hard to post close to your personal best, but she did it. It was a great race. But what excites me most about this is that Canadian breaststroke spot is completely up for grabs. So we have a few swimmers that are going to want to take that, not only the relay spot, but again, only 2 quota spots. And we've got Rachel Nicholl, Sophie Angus, and Alexandre Lepage, who was exceptional at the Junior Worlds in September. So all 3 of those girls have been in that 106 range on relays, and that's exactly what we're going to need to be, if not better, in order to get on that Olympic podium.
What a great problem to have.
Yeah, it's an awesome
10 months out to Paris. Brittany McLean, thank you so much. We would love for you to be on every single show. Even though swimming's done, come back anytime.
I'm your biggest fans. I watch you every day. I appreciate the content you're providing, and it's such a great overview of the Pan Am Games. So kudos to you both, and thank you for what you do.
She's the best. Thank you so much.